What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. So good to have you here. Excited. We got a lot to talk about this week. Norman Reedus gives us an update on Boondock Saints 3. Uh, do we have a release date for Dune 3? Ryan Coogler will be leading the adaptation of A Vicious Circle. Street Fighter film coming in 2026, and Sarah, what's her name? Michelle Gellar, joining Dexter Original Sin, the prequel. All this and more this week in the Zone News. Let's go. Okay, so back in the 90s, there was this little movie called The Boondock Saints that came out to not a lot of fanfare. I can't even remember who put me onto the movie. I believe it was my cousin James, but I can't even remember. That was so long ago. But the moment I saw this movie, um, like my house was like the house to go watch film, movies, and play video games and do other recreational stuff. And anybody that would listen to me, I would say, yo, you have to see this flick. So many people who have come to my house at my parents' house uh saw this film. It was like a must. Like, yo, you gotta see this. And then they had a sequel, which was good, but it wasn't as good as the first one. But the first one was out of control. And of course, it became a cult classic. Well, now, according to Norman Reedus, and this has been in talks for some time, but he is reassuring us that there will definitely be a third one that's coming. And the way he's talking, it sounds like it's going to be huge. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is coming from comingsoon.net. It says Norman Reedus gives the Boondock Saints 3 update, teases bigger movie. So the Boondock Saints 3 is currently in development, and recently star Norman Reedus provided an update on the project, hinting at what might be an even bigger movie. Speaking to Coming Soon, Reedus was asked about the status of the third entry, and the actor opened up for a moment, although he couldn't say much beyond the fact that it's still happening. Reedus said the film would be bigger and hinted at what the film might entail plot wise. So, what did Norman Reedus say about Boondock Saints 3? Just that it's happening is going to be bigger, said Reedus. Yeah, it's the group that did the John Wick stuff. So obviously it's going to be bigger. So they're making a big thing of it. Yeah, the opening scene of it, I think they're keeping the original script idea, which is awesome. So there's obviously, we have to break out of jail. We're in jail. We've been in jail for a long time. So Reedus and Sean Patrick Flannery will reprise their iconic roles as Murphy and Connor McManus in the film. A director is not yet attached to the film, though Deadline reported that Troy Duffy, who directed both 1999's Boondock Saints and the 2009 sequel, Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day, will not be returning to direct the project. So, like I said, the original came out in 99, the first one. The sequel came out in 2009. The article goes on to talk about similar to what I said, which it wasn't a big deal in the box office, but became a cult classic. I loved Boondock Saints, and I thought the second one was cool, but I'm looking forward to this. Third one, I have been there over the years. There have been talks about doing a sequel, but I'm glad it's finally happening. And it appears that, the people who were involved with John Wick are doing the film. So I'm immediately cool with that. Of course, they don't have the director of John Wick, or any director for that matter. So that'll be interesting to see who they choose to direct this movie. But I'm excited that it's being done. What do you all think? Did you see the Boondock Saints, the first one or the second one or both? Are you excited about this? Let me know in the comments. So if you've been following this channel, you know I'm a huge fan of the Dune movies that have been out. I'm a huge fan of Dune, period. And loved the first movie, absolutely loved the second movie, and looking forward to Dune Messiah. And it appears maybe we might have a release date. Let's take a look. Okay, so coming soon.net, new Denise Villanueva movie gets release date, could be Dune 3. Denise Villanueva's next film has been given an official release date. Warner Brothers has announced that Dune and Dune Part 2 director is directing a new movie that will be released on December 18th, 2026, which is not that long from now, 2 years. The film is described as an event and will also be released in IMAX. Hmm. Now, will this be his next movie? So, further details remain under wraps at this time. The movie was previously referred to as an untitled WB family event film prior to the announcement of Villanueva's is helming the project, though it's unclear if it is still to be targeted at families. According to Deadline, the mystery project could be Dune 3, also known as Dune Messiah. Sources said the studio and Legendary are holding the date with expectations that he wraps up the spectacular trilogy with Dune 3. Deadline article states hurdles still have to be cleared as they're still working on script and locking cast, but it is the project Villanueva has been working on. Okay. Villanueva has, however, previously stated that he intends to make another secret movie before tackling Doom Messiah. Aw, let's see what he's talking about. So he told the Hollywood Reporter this past March, I have 4 projects on the table currently. One of them is a secret project that I cannot talk about right now, but that needs to see the light of day quite quickly. So it would be a good idea to do something in between projects before tackling Doom Messiah and Cleopatra. All these projects are still being written, so we'll see where they go, but I have no control over that. Hmm. All right, so not, a confirmation, but we have potentially a release date for Dune. That would be cool if Dune is essentially almost 2 years away. I really hope we don't have to wait a very long time to see Dune 3 because even though I guess it'll fly by, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how they wrap this up with Doom Messiah. So hopefully that's the release date or sooner. Of course, sooner would be probably a no go. But with that being said, what do you all think? Are you excited about this news as much as I am? Even just the idea of possibly knowing when Dune is coming out is enough to get me excited. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. All right, so true story. Uh, Literally the other day, I was talking to somebody about how I needed to get back to the comic book store and find a new series to start reading because it's been a while since I read some comic books. And, we're talking about what are some potential new series or even not new series, but stuff that has come out recently that maybe I missed that I can start because you don't want to pick up a comic book right in the middle of a story arc. I mean, you could, but I like to start from the beginning. And then I see this news in regards to Ryan Coogler's next project. And I'm like, oh yeah, not only do we have an awesome potentially awesome movie coming out, but now I know what I'm picking up next. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. It says Ryan Coogler, Madison Tomlin team for A Vicious Circle at Universal. Tomlin will write the adaptation of the Boom Studios comic he co-created with artist Lee uh, Bermejo. Sorry if I said that wrong. So, Universal Pictures has landed the rights to A Vicious Circle, a Boom Studios graphic novel series created by Terminator Zero showrunner Madison Tomlin and artist Lee Bermejo. Tomlin will write the screenplay adapting his own work. Oh, that's cool. While Ryan Coogler, the filmmaker behind the Black Panther movies, will produce via his Proximity Media banner. Also producing are Proximity, Zev, yeah. Um, yep, all these people. Let's see. Zev Ohanian and Zenzi Kugler, along with Boone's president of development, Stephen Christie. All right, so sorry if I killed your names. Circle is a two-hander action thriller uh, about assassins from the future hunting each other through time. John Wick meets Looper is how it is being described. Interesting. You know what's funny? I just watched Looper for like the umpteenth time the other night. Good film. All right, so this goes on to talk a little bit about the comic. So the comic has been a sales hit for the publisher with over 100,000 copies of the first two issues sold worldwide to date, and the book translated in multiple languages. The first issue of the series, released in a prestige and oversized format in late 2022, was nominated for two Eisner Awards, including Best Single Issue, One Shot, and Best Painter, Multiple Media Artist for Bermejo. For the comic, the artist is known for his DC work, centered around Lex Luthor, Joker, and Batman, changed up his fully painted art style to suit genres and time periods as the characters jump from one era to another. See, that sounds dope. That sounds dope. So yeah. So, anyways, then it goes on to talk more about the film itself. But I'm in. I'm in for what sounds like a cool adaptation, but I'm also in for this graphic novel series. I wasn't aware of this series, and now that I've seen this news of Ryan Coogler's next production and what it sounds like, it sounds like a good series. So now I'm gonna go head to the comic store and buy this series. But this sounds like a cool film. Sounds like going to be a cool film, and the fact that the person who wrote the graphic novel series is adapting his own work, so that's always cool. And of course, Ryan Coogler is involved, and he's a beast as well. So I'm in. This sounds like exciting news. But thank you, Hollywood Reporter, because now I know what I'm going to be reading next. Do me a favor. Have you heard of this series? Have you read the comic book series? Let me know your thoughts without spoiling it, please, because clearly I haven't read it yet. What do you think of the fact that this film's coming out? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So, historically, as you all know, video game properties being translated to film can either be hit or miss. Now, I will say this: back in the day, it was more misses than hits. But here recently, we have been on a golden age of video game adaptations. And that whole video game curse, I feel like, has been lifted because um, we've have had a string of hits from Super Mario Brothers, the Sonic films. However you feel about them, they are financially successful. The Last of Us series has been crazy. Uh, Fallout was good. I like Fallout. And even in the midst of this golden era of video game adaptations, we still had a couple of misses as well. But overall, video game adaptations have seemed to be doing good. So, we have Mortal Kombat that, even though it was released during the pandemic, suffered because of the pandemic. I enjoyed it, and it was received well enough that there's a sequel coming out. But with that being said, along the lines of Mortal Kombat, um, we are about to get another adaptation, and that adaptation is one of my favorite video games to play, and that is Street Fighter. All right, so this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Street Fighter movie lands 2026 release date from Sony. The film, based on the video game franchise, had recently parted ways with directors Danny and Michael Philippou. Street Fighter is preparing to boom in the theaters in 2026. Sony Pictures announced Wednesday that the new movie, based on the popular video game franchise, will be released theatrically on March 20, 2026. So spring of in 2 years. The legendary film is co-developed and produced with Capcom, the company behind the long-running series of fighting game. And it goes on to repeat about how it they lost their original directors for the film, but it's still slated to come out in spring of 2026. So I don't know how I really feel about this. Street Fighter has not done well. The first adaptation with Jean Claude Van Damme was straight garbage, despite having some star power involved in the film. It was horrible. And then they did Street Fighter Chun Li story with um, the actress from Smallville, also trash. So yeah, not really excited about this news, even though again there have been some hits with video game adaptations, and Mortal Kombat was one of them. But I don't know. I love Street Fighter. I love playing Street Fighter. I love the game. I love the anime. Street Fighter 2 anime. If you haven't seen that, that is a classic must watch. But a live adaptation, I'm not really looking forward to because of historically they have been trash. But I could be wrong. It could be amazing. We will see in 2 years. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Okay, so one of my favorite series of television to come out is Dexter. Dexter was a fantastic show. Now, was it every season, every episode absolutely amazing? Of course not. Um, then that's going to happen with any series, but especially when it goes over, multiple years, you're going to have some fallout, if you will. But overall, I love Dexter. I love the series. Excuse me. And then recently they came out with a new season, which was okay. It didn't really quite land the way I think they thought it would and the way I hoped it would, but it had moments for sure. And it was great to see Dexter again, right? Because I'm such a fan. But overall, I thought the new season that they made was only okay and really wasn't necessary. But like I said, it was good to see Dexter again. But, anyways, they have a prequel series coming out, and they are working on the cast and apparently have landed Sarah Michelle Gellar as part of that cast. Let's take a look. Okay, this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Sarah Michelle Gellar cast in Dexter prequel series Original Sin. Gellar joins previously announced stars Christian Slater, Patrick Gibson, Patrick Dempsey in the Paramount series. What in the world? So, Paramount Plus's Dexter prequel cast keeps getting more impressive. Uh, Emmy winner Sarah Michelle Gellar has signed on to Dexter Original Sin, which follows a young Dexter Morgan, Patrick Gibson, as he becomes an avenging serial killer in Miami. Sarah Michelle Gellar is a pop culture icon who perfectly rounds out our best in class cast featuring Christian Slater and Patrick Dempsey, among others, said Nina L. Diaz, president of content and CCO Showtime. We're thrilled to have her return to the Showtime MTV Entertainment Studios family, enjoying the origin story of the Dexter franchise. Um, and this goes on to talk about her. But let's talk more about the show itself for those who didn't know this was coming out. Here's the original description of the Dexter prequel. Set in 1991 Miami, Dexter Original Sin follows Dexter as he transitions from student to avenging serial killer. When his bloodthirsty urges can't be ignored any longer, Dexter must learn to channel his inner darkness with the guidance of his father, Harry, who Christian Slater is playing. He adopts a code designed to help him find and kill people who deserve to be eliminated from society without getting on law enforcement's radar. This is a particular challenge for young Dexter as he begins a forensic internship at the Miami Metro Police Department. Clyde Phillips has returned to the franchise as showrunner after having previously helmed some of the original series' best seasons. Okay, so my initial thoughts is I'm gonna watch it because this cast is turning out to be great. They got some great people involved in it, and of course, the showrunner from some of the original Dexter series is involved. So I'm going to watch it. But with that being said, it sounds like all we're getting is a series dedicated to all the stuff we learned and watched in the flashbacks of the original Dexter series. I mean, we kind of saw all of this through flashbacks in the original Dexter series, and now they're essentially going to make a series out of that. Okay. I hope it's good because I love Dexter. But is it needed? It don't sound like it, but we'll see. They might do some um really cool stuff. But like I said, a lot of this we learned about him in the flashbacks, and to see a series kind of dedicated to it, they're gonna have to really come up with some new stuff. And the deep dives need to be worth it and not boring and just cash grabs. But we'll see. What do you all think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and Wolverine is coming out, as you all know, next month. And they have been on a marketing frenzy. And yesterday, a new trailer dropped for Deadpool and Wolverine. So I'm a little late, but let's check it out. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
I'm about to lose everything that I've ever cared about, and I have no idea how to save it. But you do.
Trust me, kid, I'm no hero.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Well, my entire world needs you. Shake on it. Ah! Nicked it. Just got the tip with your little steak knife. This is what I'm talking about. Big slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die?
Who's next?
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
my
go.
God.
Sabretooth, ready to die.
Let's go.
Wait. Time!
You look ridiculous. People have waited decades for this fight. It's not gonna be easy. Baby knife, you shoot the double, you take him down. Side control, then full mount, and you ground and pound till he makes no sound because he's dead.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God. Okay, good luck. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, let's go.
Rated R.
Let's go. So, how do I feel about this? I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go see this film. And I thought about going because there's a fan fest thing where you can see it the day prior, and I thought about going, but listen, I've been waiting for Deadpool for a while, and like everyone else, and the first couple of days of this film is pretty much sold out in every theater, and I actually want to be able to sit and enjoy this film. So I decided intentionally to wait a couple of days before I see this movie because, like I said, the first couple of days are just like all sold out. But I'm looking forward to seeing this. I can't wait. And obviously, they dropped the fact that Sabretooth is in it. We all knew it already. We saw it in some of the trailers, but now to have a trailer focus on what that's going to look like is dope. And I'm looking forward to seeing this. What do y'all think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. All right, so Mark Wahlberg has a lot of projects coming out here recently. I think he has the one in Netflix with Halle Berry coming out. And also, they dropped a trailer for a new film he has out called Flight Risk. So let's take a look at the trailer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Boom.
I never flew U.S. Marshal before. Hope you like flying. Beautiful day for it. Deputy Harris, hope you like flying. Beautiful day for it. I never flew U.S. Marshal before. Why is he all chained up?
That
I have
accent
to
is
get him to New
horrible.
York so we can testify against the Moretti crime family.
Okay, hey, you're the boss.
Like fake. Not horrible, but you can tell it's fake.
Is it always this bumpy?
You know, a number of passengers have left their lunch up here. I can open a snack bar.
Okay, Mel Gibson.
Your neck okay? You got a scratch there.
Maintenance. Occupational hazard.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm a real life. killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Moretti is very disappointed in you, Winston, and he wants you dead.
Got him. No, not the
Don't shoot him, we need him!
Mayday,
Why they do that to my
We've been
man?
compromised. The pilot's a hitman.
Oh
I'm gonna tear you apart. The tiny little pieces, they're gonna need the entire forensics team to identify you.
Tell me how to fly this thing, or we will die out here.
Clearly, you've mistaken me for somebody who actually gives a...
You hear that? Looks military.
You think it's there to help? It's there to shoot you down.
Come on, damn it!
Y'all need a pilot?
Why they do that?
Psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Okay. I gotta admit, let's go right to it. That the hairline thing distracted me big time. But I get it because again, Mark Wahlberg has a lot of projects that he's already done, and he's got a lot coming. So I guess let's do something very different so that you can be bought into, the character and not just seeing Mark Wahlberg. This is what I'm thinking was the choice behind the hairline piece, but it's very distracting. But hairline aside, and there could be other reasons for it. I don't know. Hairline aside, that the trailer actually looked pretty cool. Here's the thing: feel how you feel about Mel Gibson. He makes good movies. He makes good movies. I'm talking about from the directing side of things. And so seeing that he's involved in directing this, that takes it up a notch for me. The only problem is it appears that this trailer has shown the whole flick. Now I could be wrong. It is Mel Gibson, but it just seems like I've seen the whole movie at this point. But it looks interesting. A thriller in the air. I like the enclosed spaces movies where it's like, you have to go through a bunch of stuff in a very small space, and like Buried, for example. But I'm in. It's interesting. Am I gonna go see it? I don't know, but it looks interesting. What do y'all think? Put your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everybody. Do me a favor. If you like the content, click that like button and subscribe and share with others. We have a big goal of reaching our first 1,000 subscribers, and we need your help. So again, if you like what you see, click that like button and subscribe for more content. And share with others who would also like this content. Until the next one, peace.